the NASCAR Heat 3 career mode details have been revealed. So we're going to break it down for you guys. Not a lot has really changed in the base career mode, how the career mode is basically from the ground up, but a lot of details, a lot of features have changed. All the stuff you're seeing on screen is from NASCAR Heat 3, the Extreme Dirt Tour series, and some gameplay as well. Some features in career mode obviously have changed big time, from owning a drive or owning a team to drivers, or being able to do both or neither at the same time. I'll explain that a little bit later. They'll also explain it in the video. So without further ado, let's play the video uncut. It's about 4 minutes and 30 seconds around there. Let's play that with the devs and then we'll break it down.
One of the biggest additions to NASCAR Heat 3 is the Extreme Dirt Tour. We put in Eldora Speedway last year. It was our only dirt racetrack, and it was so popular that we wanted to enhance the dirt racing experience. A lot of these drivers got their start racing super late model dirt cars.
I think the biggest thing that I brought from dirt that helps me in a cup car today is just throttle control, just being smooth with your right foot and being able to put the power down.
Beyond that, in the variety of the racing itself, we've added 8 new dirt tracks to the game.
We've got a dirt road course in there. We've got 2 fantasy ovals. We've got a number of real-world dirt tracks. So at Charlotte, the dirt track there, the dirt track at Vegas, the dirt track at Texas. We also have these hybrid dirt tracks, which are real-world tracks, but they're real-world asphalt tracks, and we've put dirt surfaces on them. So at Bristol and at Richmond, you will be racing in these dirt hybrid tracks.
Hot seat races are what earn you like eyeballs. They're what earn you contracts for the upper series. If I'm in the Extreme Dirt Tour, I'm gonna get Camping World Truck hot seats, meaning these guys, for whatever reason, can't race, and you've been selected as someone they wanna give a shot to. And if you do well, they'll notice you and you get a full-time contract offer to go to the next series.
Yeah, it's definitely a stressful situation, you know, just going into a situation where you really have one shot to kind of prove yourself. So just try to make the most of all those situations, and it was a big relief when I got the call that I was going to be driving it in 18 full-time.
Last year we started down this path of you working your way through multiple series, starting from the bottom, getting to the top, becoming a Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series champion. This year, really cool thing that we added was an ownership mode. So really you can be a driver and just race, or you can choose to start your own team, build up your own car, build up your own staff, your facilities, enhance the car based on how well you're doing. You have to earn money, and as you earn money, you can put that back into your team and make it better, and go through from bottom to top that way as well. In addition to hiring and training your employees and spending money there and upgrading your facilities departments, your suspension, your aerodynamics, and your engine, you also have to buy the car models for these employees to work on. So you need to get a chassis for each track type that you're gonna see while you're in a series. For example, you're gonna need a chassis that runs well on super speedways. You're gonna wanna buy a chassis that runs well on road courses. You're gonna wanna buy a chassis that runs well on short tracks. Ideally, you go out there, you do well, you make some money, and then you reinvest that money that you make back into your cars so that you can actually race more competitively on these different track types as you get more chassis types.
You're only as good as your race car, and that's obviously something that you learn as a kid, but it's very important at this level to have a great race car behind you and a great race team.
As you progress through the weeks in your career, you'll have to upgrade the cars and work on them to get them ready for the race. So you can do that a couple weeks in advance. If you've got enough personnel, you can assign them to your short track car, even though your short track race might be 2 weeks away, but you can get them working on it and get them prepared for that race.
One of the most important things of being a successful race team is you've got to be able to plan. You've got to lay out your chassis selections. You've got to start preparing your race cars well in advance of the time it is to go to the racetrack.
In career mode, you can either be a driver or an owner in the same series. You could choose to be an owner, say in the Xfinity series, and then after that year is complete, you're like, I don't want to be an owner anymore. I'm tired of managing that team. You know, a bunch of misfits or whatever, whatever your reasoning is. You can become a driver if you get a contract offer, and you can race in another car. And then after that season, if you decide I still want to race Xfinity, but I kind of miss being an owner, your team's still there. It's still there. You go back and it's where it was. So all the money you spent upgrading that team, you can still go back to that if you want to go back to it. You can race in all 4 series at the same time. So you can be an owner in the Extreme Dirt Tour. You can be a driver in the Camping World Truck Series. You can be an owner in the Xfinity Series. You can be a driver in the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series. I mean, you can interchange that. So there are a lot of options to kind of keep you entertained and focused on what is best for you while you're racing.
Pre-order now at NASCARheat.com.
All right, so you heard it from the devs. Now let's break it down a little bit more, break it down in terms of what we're really going to see in career mode. So right off the bat, you're going to be in the Dirt Tour Series. We all know that. But the main similarities to NASCAR E2 is there's still going to be hot seat offers. So while you're in the Dirt Series, you can still get rides from the Truck Series and hopefully get a contract for the next season. None of that has changed. They do have a lot more teams in the series as well, the Truck Series especially. So basically, this is going to be this career mode. If you could think of any NASCAR game on console, it has the most real-life licensed teams. So I don't think there should really be any complaining there. They have pretty much everyone. I think they even have GMS as well. So they got anything for everyone basically. And when you're a driver, you basically have the team contracts, the sponsors, and stuff like that. But there's not much in it when you're a driver. It's very similar to Heat 2. Now, where it really gets my interest is the owner mode. So when you go to owner mode, there's a couple of things I really like. So each team has their own workers, own people on the staff basically, and they have special abilities, whether it be for the aero, the suspension, or the engine. And those all matter in different ways when you are trying to build a team. And as you see, there's 6 different bays. You could do department upgrades and all that stuff. And depending on the upgrade itself, there can be different costs to it. So money does matter a lot. So this is going to be really important in the owner mode to make sure you're prepared every week, to make sure you have a car ready for the next race. One thing I really liked how they explained was preparing. So you definitely have to prepare your cars. And what I really like about that, that's what an owner mode really is. And it's not like, okay, let me build a car here and let me just just go to the racetrack, right? You have to build a car weeks in advance, make sure that car is specifically set up for whatever track you are going to, and then go race. So that's really cool. That's a really nice added detail that I really like to see, and I was kind of surprised when I saw that. I didn't think they'd go that in depth with it, and they did, and I was really happy to see that. Obviously, throughout the video, you saw Chad Canales, Alex Bowman, William Byron. They have the Hendrick connection, which is pretty cool. And one more thing about the driver owner mode is you can't be a driver and an owner, if that makes sense. How they explained it is basically you can't be under contract with a team and own a team. The only way it works is you have to own a team in that series or drive for a team in that series. But like they said in the video, you can, over the course of 4 series, you can drive all 4 if you want, but you can also drive in the Dirt Series and then own a Truck Series team and then drive in Xfinity and then own a Cup Series team, or however you want to do that. You just can't sign a contract and drive and have an owner. So how it's going to work is when you have owner mode, you're basically the owner. You can still race, but you're racing under your own team, if that makes sense. A few questions that people had is, can we hire drivers? And that's not really where they're going with it right now. I think they might be able to do that in future developments, but what you're really going to be able to do is, the best way I could say it is, if you are a single car team starting up, that's how you're gonna be. It's like if you're a single car team and you are the driver and the owner. Kind of, I think Jordan Anderson in the Truck Series does something similar. That's how the owner mode will work in all 4 series. You can be the owner for all 4 series if you have enough money, and then invest the money in and be solid. What I'm hoping for in this career mode is if I decide to own a Cup Series team at a rather early start. I just have just enough money to own a Cup Series team. I want to struggle like hell. I really want to struggle. I really want it to be difficult. So it makes me maybe second guess my thoughts of maybe I should be a driver in the Cup Series first before I go own a team. Maybe you can't even own a team in the Cup Series yet because it costs that much money for building new cars and stuff like that. So that's going to be really interesting. One thing I'm kind of hoping they can maybe add before the game comes out is maybe a damage kind of policy. I didn't see any of that. So let's say you have those 6 bays and you have those 6 cars in your garage. One car goes out on track and you wreck it. You completely total it. I kind of hope there is a version of you have to repair that car, where if you crashed a car in NASCAR Thunder 2003 or 2004, the equipment wasn't prepared to run the next race. You would have to go repair it, or you'd have to throw it away or whatever. So I feel like that can be something they add, but for now it's nice to see the details. So you can't just build 5 normal cars and just go out there. If you want to be really good and you want to be prepared, then you build a short track, a road course, or a normal car, each one super speedway car, and then you go out on your way. Everything else is pretty self-explanatory. You're going to be going after the championship and stuff like that. You still will have rivals. That is still a thing. And that should be pretty cool. I think the biggest feature in this career mode that will be very, very welcoming is definitely the owner mode. I'm definitely going to be an owner as soon as I can. I don't know if it'll be in the Dirt Series. I might not want to be in the Dirt Series for too long because I want to get up to the Cup Series, but we'll see how it all goes. But we'll definitely see how the owner mode is. I think that's where everyone really is going to go. I don't think many people are going to, if they had the chance to be an owner, just choose to be a driver. But this is exactly what I liked from the developers, and something that I was really hoping they would do is, no matter what, if you want to be a driver or you want to be an owner, just make sure you give a player a choice to be one or the other. Same thing goes with so many other elements in the game, whether it be difficulty, whether it be options on the HUD, whether it be features in a race. Just make sure there's an option to turn it on and off, or choose one or the other. That's massively important in a game, is giving the player options. So this is the first step that I really see in that step. The NASCAR Heat Evolution was still one of the worst games I ever played, but NASCAR Heat 2 took a massive step in the base of the game, and now NASCAR Heat 3 is that next massive step in choices in the game. And I think career mode is obviously going to be the main focus for the game, and the fact that they are giving you choices to either drive or own or hire people in different ways, that is really cool. Hopefully in the next game we could get kind of the buying a team maybe, or where you could hire your own drivers so you barely even race. That would be kind of like a cool separate mode compared to the driver owner career mode, where you can do both. But also if there's just like a full-fledged owner mode, that would be pretty cool. Overall, really good news from today. There's a couple other things that were also revealed. There's just like a screenshot of the main menu if you guys wanted to see. Not that much different. It's going to be a video montage in the background with the same details in the back. Burnouts, you guys I think already know that burnouts are in the game now. If you didn't know, well then there you go. Burnouts are in the game, so that's pretty cool. I'm not massively on burnouts. It's kind of what you do after the race, so I care what happens in the race or preparing and stuff. That's kind of like where I get my niche there. So, but that's cool. Like I said, give people options. You get to be able to do burnouts. And yeah, so I think this is probably the biggest news so far in the NASCAR Heat 3 kind of realm. The whole details on career mode, that's where I will be obviously spending most of my time. So if you guys want to see the career mode playthrough, I was not able to do one for Heat Evolution 2 years ago because I just hated that game so much. But Heat 2, we did I think 60 episodes, won the Cup Series championship, and then ended it there. So hopefully we can do the same thing with NASCAR Heat 3. So if you want to see that, make sure you subscribe. Comment down below if you want. Let me know what your thoughts are on the game. And yeah, it looks pretty good right now. So let's see how it goes when it releases on September 7th. So I'll see you guys later. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram if you're not already. And peace out.
Even if I tried, even if I wanted to, and I can't change. Even if I tried, my love, she keeps me warm.